Assalamualaikum everyone. Jadi kadang dosen tuh Hasan Siraj, you can begin the lecture.
Assalamualaikum Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Okay, thank you. Can you allow me to share my screen?
It's already allowed, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, sir. Clear here.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today's topic is digital business. And the specific chapter we are going to study in the digital business is marketplace analysis for e-commerce. Okay, first of all, we need to know that what will be the learning outcomes when we finish this chapter and when we understand each and every concept of this chapter. So after completing this chapter, the reader should be able to first complete an online marketplace analysis to assess competitor, customer, and intermediary and competitor use of the internet as part of strategy development. Secondly, identify the main business and marketplace models for electronic communications and trading. And third one, evaluate the effectiveness of business and revenue models for online businesses. Okay, let's start now. First, what are the management issues? Okay, here are some questions that arises regarding the management issues. That what are the implications of changes in marketplace structures for how we trade with customers and other partners? Obviously, in the traditional, in the conventional market, there is a marketplace. There are some markets, physical markets, shopping malls, shops where customers go and buy products of their own choices, and people who are buying things interact directly with the people who are selling things. Or in terms of business to business activities, people are selling to other businesses and then they are selling to the customers and the final consumers. But in terms of digital business, we have a little bit different mechanism for the selling and purchasing. So the second question here comes, which business models and revenue models should we consider in order to exploit the internet? Obviously, when we are doing business on the internet, we have to consider certain type of business models and revenue models that are suitable to our business and that are suitable to the industry in which we are doing our business. Finally, what will be the importance of online intermediaries and marketplace hubs to our business, and what actions should we take to partner these intermediaries? Okay, now here are some people, here are some websites, here are some online portals that we are going to use as an intermediary parties that are going to provide us the platform to communicate between sellers and the customers. So in that case, we need intermediaries, we need third parties, we need partners to successfully conduct our business activities and to communicate and approach to our customers and consumers. Okay, first of all, the introduction. What is the introduction of about these concepts and about these terminologies? First of all, electronic communications are disruptive technologies that have caused major changes in industry structure, marketplace structure, and business models. So electronic communications are very important. How you communicate with the parties you are providing your services, are providing your products. Then the disruptive technologies, new technologies that prompt businesses to reappraise their strategic approaches. And the third one, consider a B2B organization. Traditionally, it has sold its products through a network of distributors. With the advent of e-commerce, it now has the opportunity to bypass distributors and trade directly with customers via a destination websites. And it also has the opportunity to reach customers through new B2B marketplaces. As I told earlier that in conventional markets, the mechanism is bit different from the digitalization business. So what we do here is that we communicate with our customers directly. We have tricky but better opportunities to reach to our target audience, to our customers, and finally to our consumers. And if we are going to B2B marketplaces, then also we have more opportunities while we're talking about online businesses. Similarly, for B2C organizations such as an e-retail destination site, there is the opportunity to market its products through online intermediaries such as search engines, price comparison sites, social networks, blogs, and other publisher sites. Okay, here is something. When you are dealing with the customers through digital platforms, then you have to be very careful about dealing or offering your products and prices to your customers, because what customers are doing, that they have access to every retail businesses via the internet. So they are checking and comparing your products with the others in terms of the quality, in terms of the features you are offering, in terms of the services you are offering, also in terms of the prices you are offering. So the customer is well aware of the market situation and well aware of the choices he or she is making to purchase certain type of products. And destination site, typically a retailer or manufacturer site with sales and service information. Intermediaries such as media sites may be destination sites for some. Okay, there are some sites that are the destination site. For example, there are many people who are doing businesses on different platforms, like people are doing businesses uh, uh, on Instagram, on eBay, on Amazon, something like that. They are using different destination sites to approach to their customers. Okay, online intermediaries, websites which help connect web users with content they are seeking on destination sites, include new online intermediaries such as search engines and shopping comparison sites, and traditional brokers, directories, and newspapers and magazine publishers that now have an online presence. Okay, there are certain type of websites that are providing informations, that are providing details about the pros and cons of a certain business, that are providing the success stories of a business, that are telling the flaws of a business. So when you are dealing in online medium, then you have to consider all these factors, because nowadays it is a race in which people are offering with the best. Organizations that monitor, understand, and respond appropriately to changes in their online marketplace have the greatest opportunity to use digital technologies to compete effectively. And then understanding the online elements of an organization's environment, as illustrated in figure 2.1 that is coming to next, is a key part of situation analysis for e-business strategy development. Finally, there is also the need for a process to continually monitor the environment, which is often referred to as environmental scanning. Situation analysis. how can we do situation analysis? Collection and review of information about an organization's external environment and internal processes and resources in order to inform its strategies. Okay, there are certain type of reports, there are certain type of uh, expert opinions and other resources that tell you about your business analysis about the situation of the industry. Then you then you align your strategies according to the situation of the industry and the trends of the industry. Okay, environmental scanning and analysis, the process of continuously monitoring the environment and events and responding accordingly. Okay, knowledge of the opportunities and threats presented by these marketplace changes is essential to those involved in defining business, marketing, and information systems strategy. For sure, what are the opportunities and threats that they are going to face in the market in that particular business? It is very important that they should have the proper knowledge about that, so that they can clearly define their business marketing and information strategies accordingly. In this chapter, we introduce a number of frameworks for analyzing the immediate marketplace of the microenvironment. Here comes the figure 2.1. What is figure 2.1? The environment in which e-business services are provided. Okay, so here we have the macro environment, then we have the technology, then we have different factors regarding the country specific, and then we have different factors that is related to the international market or international factors, then the society. Okay, here are some different shapes are given. First, the round shape is the suppliers, and then the square one is the competitors, the triangle one the intermediaries, and the multi-faced round is the customers. Okay, what is happening here is, in the micro environment, suppliers and intermediaries connect in order to go towards the organization basically connect through the intermediaries to the suppliers, and then on the other side it connects with the society in terms of intermediaries, and then finally the customers. Here intermediaries can be the different platforms, different websites, different search engines, or the intermediaries can be the people who are involving in B2B business activities. Okay, in international, economic factors, legal constraints, and the cultural factors are very important for sure, no doubt in it. The example here we can quote is that the cultural factors, like when you are going to some country, then you have to know what are their cultures and how you are going to select different perspectives of your product or service that you are offering, that should respect their cultural norms. For example, in China, red is their religious colors considered, or the color that they value most, we can consider. So when we are using red in a product or a service, we have to be very careful, because it's what we do when we consider cultural factors of some country. And then in technology, what are the new innovations, what are the trends? Like for example, there was some time when people use simple uh, platforms to sell their products, but with the new innovation, the new opportunities came up, the new uh, online websites, the new online portals opened up, and new trends emerged, and people's tendency to move towards this increase in order to successfully do their businesses. And in the country specific, obviously same as the international, you have to consider your economic factors, legal factors, and cultural factors. For society, public opinion, moral constraints, ethical constraints are very important, because you have to respect every single stakeholders of your business. Okay, the activity, the e-commerce environment, what is that? For each of the environment influences shown in figure 2.1, give examples of why it is important to monitor and respond in an e-business context. For example, the personalization mentioned in the text is part of why it is important to respond to technological innovation. What is strategic agility? The capacity to respond to these environmental opportunities and threats is commonly referred to as strategic agility. So we have to respond different opportunities and threats related to the environmental, like some opportunities and threats that are coming to us in our environment. We have to respond. We should have the capacity to respond, and it is commonly referred to as strategic agility. Okay, strategic agility is a concept strongly associated with knowledge management theory and is based on developing a sound process for reviewing marketplace opportunities and threats and then selecting the appropriate strategy options. So when we are dealing whether in conventional or whether in digital business, so we have to consider all the opportunities and threats in the market, in the environment, so that we can cope with them according to our strategy. So it is all considered in the knowledge management theory, and different strategies are being adopted that can be shown in next. Okay, here figure 2.2, Professor Donald Sull of London Business School talks about strategic agility. Here is the link that is shown that what he explains about the strategic agility. He is a very famous professor. Okay, environment constraints and opportunities. What are the environment constraints and what are the opportunities? First, customers. Which services are they offering via their website that your organization could support them in? Competitors need to be benchmarked in order to review the online services they are offering. Do they have a competitive advantage? When we are dealing in a market, we should have definitely consider our competitors, because at the end, what our competitors are doing is important for us to analyze that what we are offering and how we are offering, and we have to make our strategies accordingly. And one important thing is that we should have the knowledge of the competitive edge our competitor has, because if a competitor has a competitive edge, he or that company can be more attracted towards the customers. Intermediaries are new or exciting intermediaries offering products or services from your competitors while you are not represented. Obviously, the same thing I said, that you have to have the knowledge of your intermediaries, that what other competitors are offering and intermediaries are willing to offer to the customers, because those competitors are offering better services than you. So you have to have the knowledge of all the scenarios. And then finally, suppliers are suppliers offering different methods of procurement to competitors that give them a competitive advantage. Okay, so there are some suppliers in the market. You and your competitors are buying products, are getting products from those competitors. So here you have to have the knowledge, you have to have the information that what suppliers are offering to your competitors, how they are offering those to your competitors, in order to better analyze that whether or what you are getting is sufficient, is good or not as compared to the competitors. Okay, then environmental constraints and opportunities. Obviously, the previous one, it's the continuity. Then the market in macro environment. In macro environment, there is society. What is the ethical and moral consensus on holding personal information? Obviously, you have to have the knowledge, and you have to have the information related the ethical and moral consensus of the people who are the part of your society, because their personal information and their concerns are very important in order to successfully make a long-term relationship with your society, with the people who are the part of that society. Country specific or international legal. What are the local and global legal constraints, for example, on holding personal information or taxation rules on sale of goods? When you are going to internationalization strategy, when you are going to other countries, when you are going to address your international audience, then you have to consider certain legal factors, legal constraints. You have to consider certain type of the factors that that will be affecting your business, and you have to make your strategies accordingly, because you have, when you go to international, the policies regarding the taxation and the other policies regarding the product prices and more will be not the same as you are doing when you are doing some business in your own country. Country specific and international economic. Okay, what are the economic constraints of operating within a country, or global constraints when you are doing business in your country, or when you are thinking to go to the international market? Then for sure you have to do the analysis of the economic conditions, whether it is suitable for your business or not. So you have to plan your business activities accordingly, and you have to come up with the strategies as per the analysis of the economic constraints of the certain market or the certain country. Then the technology. What new technologies are emerging by which to deliver online services such as interactive digital TV and mobile phone based access? It is very important that you have to consider the technologies, because when you are working in your country and you are going to the international market, there are certain changes in adoption of the technologies. For example, here I give you an example that in China, WeChat users are much more, almost all the population in China are WeChat users. But when you are talking about some other country, maybe the users of the WeChat maybe the users of the WeChat can vary from China, because normally in other countries people are more user friendly, are more convenient with using WhatsApp rather than the WeChat. So if you are thinking to do some type of business on WeChat, and you are you on the later stage are thinking to go to the international market, then you have to consider about the usage of that certain app. Now here we have an online marketplace map. How an online marketplace exists, and what are the procedures, and what are the different connecting points. First, the customer segment. In customer segment, different customer segments with specific needs, and then they go towards the search engines, different types of generic search, product specific search, and brand search. So in search engines, we have Google, Yahoo, Live, Ask, other search networks, vertical search engines, and specialist directories. Now here we have create personas for key audiences, existing versus new. Obviously you have some existing customers that you have to retain, and then you have new customers that you are going to make, or you are going to address. And then web savvy, non-web savvy. Then demographic segmentation, life cycle segmentation, psychographic segmentation. Okay, purpose of this one we will do on the later. First, then the intermediaries and search flow, natural and paid. Then from the search engines towards the horizontal portals are mainstream media, niche media sites are social networks, aggregators and super affiliates, and then small affiliates and blogs. And finally, directly these search engines go, or indirectly it goes to the company site, OVPS, direct competitor OVPS, and indirect competitors OVPS. OVPS here stands for online value propositions. Okay, so finally we have to know that what is the purpose of mapping the marketplace. The purpose of mapping is to identify main marketplace actors. What are the main actors in the marketplace? Secondly, their relative importance. What is the importance of those actors in relation to each another? Third one, a relative visibility in marketplace given different customer journeys. So what is their visibility in the marketplace? It gives different customer journeys. Okay, now the online marketplace analysis. Analysis of the online marketplace. Okay, sorry. Analysis of the online marketplace or marketplace is a key part of developing long-term e-business plan or creating a shorter-term digital marketing campaign. Second, completing a marketplace analysis helps to define the main types of online presence that are part of a click ecosystem, which describes the consumer behavior or flow of online visitors between search engines, media sites, and other intermediaries to an organization and its competitors. So that this whole online marketplace analysis, what it tells us about the consumers, about the intermediaries, about the business activities, about the competitors, by how customers, how people are visiting to your portals, how people are searching using search engines about your products, about your services, about your company. And this whole scenario tells us the clear idea or the clear picture of all the scenarios related to the consumer or customer engagement towards your business. Then to help understand and summarize the online linkages between online businesses and traffic flows, it is worthwhile to produce an online marketplace map as shown in figure 2.3. This shows the relative importance of different online intermediaries in the marketplace and the flow of clicks between your different customer segments, your company sites, and different competitors by the intermediaries. Obviously, why we are using this one click term, because the number of times some customers, some people visits your company while using online media or through the search engine about your product, it gives you a better idea that where you stand, how many people know about you and your company and about what products or services you are offering. Then it better analyzed, it better gives you an opportunity to analyze and coming up with the strategy suitable to the scenario, to the conditions, and to the response of the customers. Okay, the main elements. First, customer segments. The marketplace analysis should identify and summarize different target segments for an online business in order to then understand their online media consumption, buyer behavior, and the type of content and experiences they will be looking for from intermediaries and your websites. Search intermediaries. These are the main search engines in each country. Typically, they are Google, Yahoo, Microsoft Live Search, and Ask, but others are important in some markets such as China, Baidu, Russia, Yandex, and South Korea, Never. You can use audience panel data from different providers indicated in box 2.1 to find out their relative importance in different countries. For sure, as I mentioned before, you have to consider all the countries' online search engines and other applications being used in those particular countries to address your target audiences. Then the Google Trends tool, figure 2.4, is a free tool for assessing sites popularity and the searches used to find sites and how they vary seasonally, which is useful for student assignments. So here figure 2.4, Google Trends for websites, useful for benchmarking the growth of online intermediaries and destination sites. So here there are stats for different countries. For example, United States, Japan, India, Germany, Italy, United Kingdom, France, Brazil, Canada, Indonesia, and like the visited and the search for like Wikimedia, Hatina, Infoseek, LiveDoor, and then Wikipedia, Mark, Chagall, iPhone, Amazon, Wimbledon. So these are different type of search engines and different online portals. Then the third one comes here is intermediaries and media sites. Media sites and other intermediaries such as aggregators and affiliates are often successful in attracting visitors via search or direct since they are mainstream brands. Companies need to assess potential online media and distribution partners in the categories shown in figure 2.2, such as mainstream. New media sites or portals include traditional, for example, ft.com or Times or Pure Play, example, Google News, and aggregator. Niche or vertical media sites, example, e-consultancy, clickz.com in B2B. Price comparison sites, also known as aggregators, example, Money Supermarkets, Calcu, shopping.com, USWitch, and then the super affiliates. Affiliates gain revenue from a merchant. They refer traffic to using a commission-based arrangement based on the proportion of sale or a fixed amount. They are important in e-retail markets, accounting for tens of % of sales. Okay, there are some affiliates, there are some third-party websites that are offering their services. For example, if you are selling a piece of a jeans, then you want to join a third party affiliation, a super affiliates, then what you have to do, for example, if your jeans price is $2, then they say that, okay, $2 is your price, we want some percentage on that price, or you give this product to us to in $2, and we want to increase or impose, let's say 10% or 15% more on it, and then for, let's say, we want to sell it in $2.5 and something like that, so that they can earn their profit, and then they can keep their margin. Niche affiliations are bloggers. These are often individuals, but they may be important. For example, in the UK, Martin Lewis of moneysavingsexpert.com receives millions of visits every month. Smaller affiliates and bloggers can be important collectively. Again, the relative importance of these site types can be addressed using the services summarized in box 2.1. In niche affiliates or the bloggers, there are people, there are different celebrities that are important, because study tells that celebrity endorsement is the best way to approach your customers in an effective way. Okay, then destination sites. These are the sites that the marketer is trying to generate visitors to, whether these are transactional sites like retailers, financial services, or travel companies, or manufacturers or brands. For example, if we talk about the travel companies, then there are some sites, third party sites, or we can say a platform for different businesses like booking.com, and then Airbnb, something like that. And then we have obviously some financial services websites and manufacturers or brands, same. Figure 2.3 refers to OVP or online value proposition, which is a summary of the unique features of the site, which are described in more detail in chapter 4 and 8. The OVP is a key aspect to consider within planning. Marketers should evaluate their OVPs against competitors and think about how they can refine them to develop a unique online experience. Here in figure 2.5, as we talked in that slide, B2B and B2C interactions between an organization, its suppliers and its customers. Here it comes the organization, it is connected to the suppliers and the customers. So with suppliers, the organization is connected either direct or through some channel partners, some channel suppliers. For example, the main suppliers provide their products, raw materials to some other suppliers or the channel partners, and finally the organization purchase from them. Either they can purchase from the direct to the big suppliers. In the same way, the organizations directly address to their consumer or the customers, or they can communicate through channel partners or different organizations to address to the consumer and customers. And this can be the this can be the other platforms like other websites, other portals, other search engines that helps the organization to communicate with their consumers and the customers. And one other way is that these third parties, these search engines, these portals, these websites can communicate also to your B2B or the business customers, and organizations directly can communicate with their business customers as well. Okay, now about figure 2.5. Marketplace channel structures describe the way a manufacturer or selling organization delivers products and services to its customers. Typically, channel structures between business and consumer organizations are shown in figure 2.5. The relationship between a company and its channel partners shown in figure 2.5 can be dramatically altered by the opportunities offered by the internet. So these channels or these relations shown in the diagram, it can be changed as per the opportunities, as per the circumstances, as per the industry demand in which you are offering your products, you are doing your business. This occurs because the internet offers a means of bypassing some of the channel partners. This process is known as disintermediation or cutting out the middleman. Okay, then B2B and B2C characteristics. What are B2B and B2C characteristics? First, the characteristics: proportion of adopters with access. B2C, low to medium, and B2B, high to very high. Then complexity of buying decisions, relatively simple in terms of B2C, individual and influencers. While in terms of B2B, more complex, buying process involves users, specifiers, buyers, etc. Then the channel, relatively simple, direct or from retailer. While in terms of B2B, more complex, direct or via wholesaler, agent or distributor. Then the purchasing characteristics. In terms of B2C, low value, high volume, or high value, low volume, maybe high involvement. But in terms of B2B, similar volume value, maybe high involvement, repeat orders, rebuys, more common. In terms of product characteristics, if we consider B2C, often standardized items, because when you are providing your products to your customers directly, you offer them standardized items or the products that are trendy according to the market needs. And in B2B, standardized items are bespoke for sale. Okay, here in figure 2.6, disintermediation of a consumer distribution channel showing A, the original situation, B, disintermediation omitting the wholesaler, and C, disintermediation omitting both wholesaler and retailer. Okay, what is the scenario in A? Producer gives the project producers or the companies or the factories what they produce gives their products to the wholesaler, and wholesaler gives to the retailer, and finally the retailer sells to the consumers. While if we talk about the disintermediation, then in scenario 1 in B, producer gives directly to the retailers and retailer gives to the consumers, and the cost of the wholesaler excludes in this scenario. So the retailer, what the retailer pays to the wholesaler, it's the margin here that can be minimized when the retailer gets from the producer, and he can or that company can offer their consumer cheap products or low price products. And then some producers directly communicate or offer their products to consumers, and they exclude wholesaler and retailer. And the example here I want to quote where producer give their products directly to their consumers is that we in our surroundings see different leather making like the companies who are making leather products. Sometimes they are offering their products to the consumers via wholesaler, then retailer, and then consumers, like shoes, like wallets, like leather jackets, or other products made of leather. But in some cases we see that the producer, the company, the factory is directly approaching to the consumer via they are making their either WhatsApp group, either they have the Telegram account, either they have their Instagram profile, and they are offering their products directly to the consumers, either using the online medium, or they communicate their consumers through the online medium, but they are saying that they have a fair price shop, or they have a shop in their company, in their factory, and consumers can visit their shop and can buy leather products on cheap prices directly from them, excluding wholesaler and retailer. Okay, now the concept of disintermediation and reintermediation, the removal of intermediaries such as distributors or brokers that formally link their company to its customers is called disintermediation. And reintermediation is that the creation of new intermediaries between customers and suppliers, providing services such as supplier search and product valuation. In some businesses, disintermediation is necessary because you have to cut your cost, or you have to cut the margins of the of different parties from your product's final price. But in some cases or in some business, reintermediation is important, where you add an intermediary in order to communicate to your customers effectively. Okay, here figure 2.6 illustrates this intermediation in a graphical form for a simplified retail channel. Further intermediaries such as additional distributors may occur in a business-to-business market. Figure 2.6a shows the former position where a company marketed and sold its products by pushing them through a sales channel. Figure 2.6b and c shows two different types of disintermediation in which the wholesaler B or the wholesaler and retailer C are bypassed, allowing the producer to sell and promote direct to the consumer. The benefits of disintermediation to the producer are clear. It is able to remove the sales and infrastructure cost of selling through the channel. Benjamin and Wigand in 1995 calculate that using the sale of quality shirts as an example, it is possible to make cost savings of 28% in the case of B and 62% for case C. So it's a bit of a margin that can be minimized by eliminating or disintermediation of the parties, third parties. Some of these cost savings can be passed on the customer in form of the cost reductions. Obviously, the customer will get cheap prices. Now here, this is the figure 2.7 from original situation A to disintermediation B and reintermediation C. Now, A, company to the intermediary and then to the customer. B, company, disintermediation and directly dealing with the customers. And again, reintermediation, company was dealing direct to the customer, but somehow feels that they should find some intermediaries to address to their customers. Although disintermediation has occurred, reintermediation is perhaps a more significant phenomena resulting from internet-based communications. Figure 2.7 illustrates this concept. Let us take the example of car insurance in the UK market. In figure 2.7a, we commence with the traditional situation in which many sales were through brokers such as the Automobile Association, www.thiad.co.uk. With disintermediation, figure 2.7b, there was the opportunity to sell direct, initially via call centers with directline.co.uk, and then more recently by their transactional website. Purchasers of products still needed assistance in selection of products, and this led to the creation of new intermediaries, the process referred to as re-intermediation. So what he is trying to say here is that first going towards addressing or communicating to their customers, they were feeling that they should add a re-intermediate some parties so that they can effectively communicate with their customers. So they gave opportunities to the intermediaries to make their process of offering services to their customers a streamlined and a smooth process. Okay, then there is countermediation. What is the countermediation? The advent of e-commerce means that marketers cannot rely on the online presence of existing intermediaries. Instead, they must create their own online intermediaries. So what he's saying here is that the online marketers cannot rely only on the existing intermediaries, but they try to create their own online intermediaries in order to cope with any difficulties, in order to avoid any miscommunication or any problem when talking to their customers. Creation of a new intermediary is, for example, BNQ, www.diy.com, then Opodo, then Boots, wellbeing.com and handbag.com, then Ford, Daimler, covisint.com. So these are some examples. Partnering with existing intermediary, mortgage broker, Charcoal and FreeServe. So these are the examples in which how can you in which you can see that how different companies are dealing in different scenarios, whether they are doing or creating new intermediaries or they are going with the existing intermediaries. Here are the variations in the location and scale of trading on e-commerce sites. Sell side to the supplier side, one to many, trade via supplier's website, and then buy side to buyer site, many to one, trading via buyer's website, and then many to many, neutral exchanges, trade via intermediary websites. So in blue we have the suppliers and in green we have the customers. So when we see the supplier side and the sell side, obviously one is offering to many because customers are in many numbers, and then the buy side we see that different people, many to one, that trade via buyer's website. Okay, figure 2.8 shows Sorry. Okay, figure 2.8 shows three alternatives across the continuum of trading for trading. Within the electronic marketplace, the options can be summarized as follows. Sell side at supplier side, typically one supplier to many customers. Example, most e-tailers such as Amazon or Dell. Sell side at distribution portal, some suppliers to many customers. Buyer side to at buyer's side, many or some suppliers to a single customer. Example, first to set this up was General Electric Trading. Post Network, now the General Electric subsidiary Global Exchange Services. As you know that General Electric is a very, very, very big company, and it is working almost around the globe. Buy side at procurement portal, many suppliers to selected customers. Then neutral exchanges, marketplaces or hubs, many suppliers to many customers. Example, World Markets and Global Composite. Okay, here is the Priceline Hong Kong service. These are some Priceline given from the data shown from the Hong Kong. Okay, figure 2.9, an example of a completely new commercial mechanism that has been made possible through the web is provided by Priceline.com. Priceline.com, this travel site is characterized by its unique and proprietary name your own price. Here what you do, what's their slogan is that you name your own price. Buying services, here users enter the price they wish to pay for airline tickets, hotel rooms or car hire together with their credit card details. And by doing this, you get the services, your desired services in the price you think you can offer. If Priceline.com can match the user's price and other terms with inventory available from its participating suppliers, the deal will go ahead. The brand has also been licensed overseas, so this is going for the international market also. And when you quote your price against certain service, either it's a car booking, hotel booking or the air ticket, they find different suppliers as per your quotation. The brand has also been licensed overseas. In the UK, Priceline.com has three core services: airline tickets, hotels and car hire. And a similar service has been launched in Asia as well. And it is shown in figure 2.9. So figure 2.10, example channel chain map for consumers selecting an estate agent to sell their property. So it's basically a real estate diagram. It's a process or the mechanism shown for the real estate. So here is the offline journey, awareness of the agent, local property paper, and then go to agent, search and select agents, and then at home negotiation, and then monthly letter viewings feedback. Mixed mode journey. What is mixed mode journey? In which search engine, you use search engine and you rely on the word of mouth. It is very important in terms of online or the digital or the e-business activities. We call it e-word of mouth or electronic word of mouth. So it is very important when you are doing your business online or using some internet services, because when you are doing the conventional business, people come and visit you and they check the quality of the products first, and then they go towards the buying of those product. So so it is bit easy. But in terms of online businesses or the digital businesses, people rely on your word of mouth, and they want guarantee from you, and your word of mouth matters to them in order to sustain your in order to make them a sustained customers for your businesses So you have to tell what you are offering, and they rely on the information that you are providing. So next is when they combine, they go to the estate agent sites, right? What are the most successful estate agent sites, and then at home, and then phone and email, and they communicate and go towards the purchasing. And then the online journey. In the online journey, it is search engine, then portal, right move, and then book online, and then email and text. Okay, here it is figure 2.10 that I just explained. Example channel chain map for consumers selecting an estate agent to sell their property. First, developing channel chains which help us understand multi-channel behavior is a powerful technique recommended by McDonald and Wilson 2002 for analyzing the changes in a marketplace introduced by the internet. Secondly, a channel chain shows different customer journeys for customers with different channel preferences. It can be used to assess the current and future performance of these different customer journeys. And then an example of a channel chain shows in figure 2.10. A market map can be used to show the flow of revenue between a manufacturer or service provider and its customers through traditional intermediaries and new types of intermediaries. Okay, then interactive activity portals. So first question is define a portal. The second question is the search engine the same as a portal? Yes or no? And then question number 3, is search engine the same as the directly? Yes or no? Then the question 4 comes, list search engines portals you used and explain why. So these are all information. These are questions related to what medium, what portals are you gonna use in order to successfully build a relationship between a company and a customer. And is the portal same as the website or directly? These are some obvious questions that if you are using some medium, you should have the knowledge. You should have some knowledge about that. Okay, so what is a portal? A portal is a gateway to information resources and services. What is that? Meta services, search engines, directories, new aggregators, MR aggregators, comparers, and exchanges. Okay, thank you so much. This is for today. Any questions? Please feel free to ask. Any question?
I have questions, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, before that, my name is Rawan. I'm a student Islamic accounting. I have question.
Okay.
Will digital business replace a traditional business? Because especially in Indonesia, preserving traditional culture, sir.
Can you repeat your question again, please?
Okay. Will digital business replace traditional business? Because especially in Indonesia, preserving traditional culture. And then I will send in a room chat.
Okay, okay, please.
Okay, sir.
Will digital business replace traditional business? Because especially Indonesia, preserving traditional culture. Okay. See, there is a need to go with the new trends, to go with the flow, and to go towards the digitalization business. But the question is that will digital business replace the traditional business? No. Why? Why? Because countries like us, or even in the developed countries, still people having the old school of thought, they are not very comfortable with the online business activities, because they think that they may not get the same product, same services being offered in online businesses as they get from the on in the physical or the traditional businesses. For example, let's say, for example, you and me, we order some t-shirt or some jeans online because we know our size and we know about the brand. Then this brand is offering quality products, their prices are good. But maybe some people whose school of thought is not matching with ours, they will prefer that they go to the physical store, they go to that shop of that particular brand, and they try that jeans, they try that t-shirt, they put it on, and then they pay for that particular product. So digital business for sure will not replace the traditional business, but it is also important to know that the COVID-19 has emerged with new trends in the market, and it is opening more ways for the digital businesses, and digital businesses has been penetrated heavily in our cultures, in our markets, because of the COVID-19 or the changing trends in the society.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You are welcome. Any other questions, please?
So, sir, in this moment, still traditional business, but digital business have to improve traditional business, for example, to digital marketing and to build connection with customer. Yes, sir.
Yes. See, there is very important factor for every business. For example, let's say you are living in Indonesia, and let's suppose you are living on Batam Island, right? And you want to buy some product that is being sold in Bali.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you cannot travel all the way to Bali to purchase one particular product. If the business is offering both online and offline business services to its customers, what you can do is that you can you can buy their products online rather than visiting to Bali, right? The people living in Bali, it is convenient for them that they go to their shop and buy products by physical means. But for you, it is more convenient that you order your products online and get it delivered at your doorstep. So definitely it is important nowadays for the businesses to parallelly do the conventional business or traditional business as well as the digital business. And marketing through the digital channels is also very important. Why? Because most of our younger populations, they have the tendency to attract towards the content they find on social media platforms.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You are welcome. Any other questions? Okay, here we have another question. It is related to, is it possible for startup company not to use investor? Well, if you have sufficient capital to start a new business or to start a new company, then I think that you don't need an investor to uh, to support your financial activities. Then you can start your business by yourself. You don't need an investor to start your own business, because you have sufficient business to you have sufficient capital to run your own business. Do we have any other question? Okay. What do you think about the future of digital products like NFT? Is it a good business? Okay. What do you think about the future of digital products like NFT? Is it a good business? Well, here nowadays many trends are emerging, and people's tendency towards online businesses and online work is going uh, like increasing with the passing day. So I think that there is a future of the digital products like NFT. It is a good business, yes. Like when we see that almost every industry is going for the digitalization, and people are more relying on the digital platforms nowadays. Even the education industry is constantly changing. They are going towards online seminars, online conferences, online classrooms, and using different online media channels to perform their educational activities smoothly. So yes, definitely there are a lot of changes, and lot of uh, online business trends are emerging. So there is a scope for the good future of the products, the digital products like NFT. You are welcome. Any other question? Okay. So do we have the host of this session?
Yes, sir. We do, sir. We have.
Okay. So here is the end of my session for today, I guess.
We FRS for about 10 minutes. So after that, we continue the section, sir.
Okay. My next lecture is at 1 p.m., right? It's about Service marketing, understanding service consumers.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. Then let's meet at 11 a.m. from here or 1 p.m. over there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day.